Love that
What
cowbell.
No
Love
doubt.
that
Need
cowbell.
more cowbell, right?
I got a
We
fever.
always need more cowbell.
Always.
All right. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for coming back for another edition of Murph and Dirk. This week we have a special guest. We're going to bring him in here. He is the letterer for many books at this point.
Yeah.
Cyberfrog, and of course, Isom right now, and some other things. And the most important book of all time, Ballad of Celestials.
Of most
There's
important
nothing
book of all
better
time.
than
Bible,
We wanna welcome-
Quran, War and Peace.
That's okay. We're going to welcome Eric Weathers to the show. Thanks.
Oh,
Putting yourself way up high on that pedestal.
I told you I
I
want to
had
keep
to do
it
it.
low. I want to keep it low, and he wants to go.
I
How
respect
about
do it.
getting to the sun?
Yeah.
I had to do
Oh.
it. I had to do it. What can I say?
Oh man, War and
Anyway,
Peace.
welcome to the show, man. It's good to have
Thank
you
you so
here.
much.
Wow, we have a lot of people. Well, no, we got a few people in the chat. It's just popping off. That's all.
I was gonna say
We
I
have
had the private
Crazy
chat
Man.
on. I was like,
Yeah, Crazy Mad's in the house. Welcome, welcome. We have Mo Biggs.
yep, Mo Biggs, crazy mad as always.
We have
Snuggy.
Snuggy.
Snuggy, been a
Jr..
while.
What's
up,
up,
Snuggy?
Been a
chat?
while.
Elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough. That's kind of his mark.
I don't think I don't think you're supposed to read that. I think he's dabbing.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be a dab, dab, dab.
It is a dab. It is.
But you're saying
just
elbow
saying.
cough,
A little
and that's
dab
not
will
what
do
he
you.
wants. I love that. You ever see the little kids and there's all these black kids and they're doing it, and then there's the white kid and he can't like even. He just goes like. It's like
That's the story of my life, actually. So,
Yeah, that's why I drum.
Oh.
I don't dance myself. That's for sure.
yeah, that's
Can't
why
do
you're a drummer. You're a drummer.
That's right. Make people dance. I don't dance.
keep the rhythm.
That's right.
The
the way to
rhythm's gonna
be.
get you.
Ooh. Okay. Well, everybody. I think
Did
we'll get
Crazy
some more
Mac
people
do a
in here
question
as
of
we
the
go.
week?
He
Since it
did.
had to get replaced last week.
He did. Are you ready to get into it already?
I'm a little excited for not having it last week.
Okay.
I need more Crazy Mad question of the week. I got a fever,
Okay.
and the only
Well, we're definitely
only
going to do it.
medication.
Okay. So here we go. Question of the week. Better
This
villain,
better not suck.
Skeletor or
oh,
Mumra?
this isn't even close. Ain't even close.
I know what you're going to pick.
Skeletor sucks, dude. Mumra all the way. Mumra all the way. Oh,
Skeletor's a meme. At this point, he wins.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
That's
though.
what I say.
Like, it's not a good meme.
Mm,
It's like you're stupid meme.
Oh, it's a great meme.
Did
Riding
you ever
away
see
on
when he
his
runs away? It's my favorite
Skeletor,
when
yeah.
he drops his little nuggets of information, then he runs
Until
away.
next
That's
time.
the best.
Yeah.
Yes. Those are the best.
Oh no, Mumra, man, Mumra all the way. His voice.
Mumra has a.
he
He's a
he had
whiny
all.
little bitch. That's what I think he is. Mumra.
I was.
He just does that all the time, and I just.
All
can't
of
stand
them
him.
did that.
Yeah,
That
that was kind of the villain
Megatron.
sound.
That's
Yeah,
the
what's the-
Shredder. Like,
Well, Krang was that way. At least Shredder had Uncle
Yeah,
Phil's
Krang never-
voice. You know, he had that
Yeah,
deep
Uncle Phil.
guttural thing. It was really nice.
yeah, it was perfect. He was perfect for that. It's too
Wait a
bad he's
minute.
dead. He died
Mhm.
like 20 years ago. Isn't that crazy how time goes by, Uncle Phil?
Wait, what is Mo saying? Did you guys seriously just delay the stream an hour to go ahead to head with Bancroft?
Yeah,
What?
I requested that actually. I wanted to stream over him, so they were
Well,
you guys were
dude.
kind enough to let me do that.
I hate Mo because I actually looked at the clock, like, which I knew it was 8 o'clock. So he's just probably wanted to see how stupid we are setting
Well, wait
us
a
up.
minute. I thought Bancroft was on at 9, right? Didn't he usually go on at 9? I
Yeah,
don't
he
think
doesn't
it's
go on at 8.
o'clock.
He doesn't
Maybe
go.
I'm
Minecraft
wrong.
doesn't go on 8.
He says
I'd
good
watch it a
luck.
lot more if it was on at 8. I mean, not on
Yeah.
Tuesdays, but the other days.
I don't know.
No.
I've never gone head to head.
He
with
does
him
go
on
earlier than he
Wednesday.
used to, though. He used to be like
I think
11
that's
o'clock.
That's not time zone. Daylight savings time kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
different over there.
It is. So I think.
Oh, do
he'll
they
be
not
an
do
hour
it?
behind us?
I'm not sure how it works. All I know is when we get daylight savings time switching around, the stream is like either way later or way earlier than I forget what. It's
Okay.
It's too much to keep up with, honestly. I mean, he's only
It's
is.
stupid that we even have it.
yeah. Why are we talking about Michael Bancroft right now like he's somebody important?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm down with that.
Ah.
Michael Bancroft. Who needs him? No, I'm just
Nobody.
Hey, the chat will go because Mo will ride that ship all day long.
He will too. But Snuggie says it is 9, so I think we're okay. I think we're going to be okay. We've never had this problem before, and I don't see it happening.
Wait.
So I think we're gonna be
Snuggie's
good.
not saying it's 9 o'clock right now, and something's happening where our clocks are effed
Oh,
up.
he's saying it is 9 in reality. Okay.
I don't know. It just
Saying
says
it's
it's 9. He
is
can mean
9.
either way.
Okay. Yeah, I
Well,
think he's saying
I'm
it's
hoping,
true. No,
but
it's
you
all
don't
good.
know. You said our book's better than the Bible, so I don't know what's going to happen. Judgment to us, where we
just
might
said
have
one of the
lost
most
time
important books of
and
all time.
space.
Yeah. You might be careful with
No,
that.
you said
Jim.
Right.
Jim gets it.
What's a bank?
Jim
Hey
gets it.
Jim, what's up? Oh, my head's starting to hurt. Okay, well, he said y'all didn't change your clocks. He's just messing with us now. Look at this. Mo started something. You can dance if you want to. You can leave Murph behind. Yes.
Nice.
That song just.
That's a nice. That's a
Gonna
nice.
be an
I like
earworm
that.
now. It gets stuck in my head. So
That is a good
that's
song,
great.
though. That is it.
Okay, so what say you, chat? You never put your favorite villain in there, Mumra or Skeletor?
Oh yeah, the chat was pretty silent on that.
I know. Where are the answers?
No
here?
love
Let's
for
put our
either?
answers up.
They must
I'm
all be
Skeletor
wrong.
all the way.
I mean, I'm wearing
I
purple
never,
right now. It's got to be Skeletor. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Murph,
I never
you're
got
wrong.
into He-Man. No, it wasn't.
He-Man. What's He-Man?
He-Man. I don't. He was just too naked for me. Even at like 5, I'm like, this
Too
dude's got to put
naked.
on clothes.
See, this is why you won't let me draw Mare without a shirt on, right? You make me put
He
too
is.
much armor.
He's.
and
He's.
clothes
We got
on.
a cover with him shirtless, and you gave him like 19 abs.
Yeah.
Oh, an
'cause
odd
that's-
number. Even better. Put an extra one poking
Yes.
out there.
Well, the funny thing is, Wolverine on that cover with Cap, he does have like. There's so many abs.
Heck yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's fantastic.
But it's funny
And
that stuff like that works. Like
you
it
gotta
just,
play up the
that's-
barbaric piece of it. You know, you can't just be
Sure.
clothed. It's got to look awesome.
Derek,
You're angry.
this is stuff why people think you're gay. I'm gonna get that every episode now. Derek's, when you say stuff like this, is why people
you're just
think
taking
you're
low
gay.
hanging fruit. See, you are setting the bar low.
fruit.
Is
Emphasis on
Skeletor
fruit.
the guy
Yeah,
that chased around the effeminate Dutch boy? Oh man,
That's the one. That's the
that
one.
is the Dutch boy.
The greatest villain between those two.
Between those two, yes.
Yeah, and the other guy argued with cats.
See?
So
Argued with cats. Yeah, they all were cats, right? They did have no diversity.
not at
Oh,
all.
listen
no
to Snuggie.
diversity.
So Snuggie hasn't been here in like a year, and then look what
Oh,
he starts saying.
Snuggie.
Look, he says, "I'm
Snuggie.
out." Okay, if it's about shirtless dudes, I'm out. And then he goes, "Derek's not gay." Man.
Oh,
keeping you on your
I
toes.
thought I didn't see the question marks. I thought he was standing up for you.
What was the other villain? Ooh. What do you mean, what other villain? You mean
It
the
was
guy that
Skeletor?
Mumra became?
Evelyn.
And Mumra. Wait, Mumra changed?
What was the guy from Bravestar? That guy was cool.
Ooh. Yeah.
I have
he
no idea
actually
what you
did
guys are
look
talking
cool.
about.
You've never heard of Bravestar?
Mm-mm.
I have to look it up. Let me look it up.
Bravestar's pretty.
Is this
rad.
one of those things to look up because it's cool, or look up and it's gonna be like, nah, it's not cool?
Well, it's nostalgia.
It was another Funimation show,
Yep.
and it was the Native American guy. But he wore like a cowboy hat, but like Indian accoutrements on his clothing, and he had the strength of the bear and the speed of the puma and the eyes of the
Oh, I know what
eagle.
you're talking about. Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Well,
That
who
was
the
cool. I do
villain?
remember that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see the villain. Was he just another old like?
Well, he
Skeleton.
looked like
Western
a-
guy.
yeah, like a Western guy, like really like desiccated with a long mustache and a
Oh, okay.
withered old hat.
Was,
and he kind of
was he part of the
reminded me
patriarchy?
Yeah,
he
definitely.
trying to-
He was at the top of it.
He was trying to take down the Native Americans.
Oh, Murph, I
Space
hate you.
Indians.
Oh man.
Why do I hate you so much? Talking about the patriarchy. This is him.
There he is.
Isn't
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the guy.
Okay, no,
I
he
knew
is
would
cool
get there.
looking. Yeah, he's cool.
Right. Two choices. Oh, Jim Cox, you didn't hear it? It was Mumra or Skeletor. Who's the better villain?
Skeletor by far.
Mumra, whoever that is. Yeah, that's what I think.
No, I mean Mumra. Damn it! How'd you do that to me?
I played the Bugs Bunny trick.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
Daffy,
Damn
I'm
it.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, damn it.
Okay. All right. So I don't know. We're not getting much from everybody, although Snuggy's putting his 2 cents in. So that's good.
It's good enough.
That's good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's time to move on.
It's not like he has
Do-
Google
Alright.
or anything.
Do better,
you know?
Crazy Mad. Do better. He takes a week
the-
off, and it's low bar. It should have been high
Right.
bar.
It's true.
This should have been a question that had us going on for hours. Like, what's real?
Well,
And then we'd be
Now
like,
that we have
oh,
you here, Eric,
Yeah,
um,
I am
so
here.
that we
yes,
caught you.
now that we have
Finally.
you, we finally have you here to talk to you.
Don't say anything gay.
Oh
You're
my
moving your
gosh.
hands.
Yeah, putting my hands up on screen.
I don't know if you're talking to me or Dirk, but
No, Dirk.
you know, I can't make any promises. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'll just let you know, Mo is ready. Anything, Mo is ready.
He's got his finger on the clip button.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
Eric,
Mumra, yeah.
now that we have you here, we can talk about your lettering. So, why don't you tell us about some of the books that you've been doing
Or we could talk
recently,
about his
because-
actual book before the
Well, we'll
lettering.
do that. We're going to get to that.
Well,
Don't
what is he
worry.
more well known for, lettering or his IP?
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, what do you think, Eric?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Better question of the
That
week.
is a good question. I will. That would be
It's
an
a good
interesting
IP.
poll.
That is an interesting poll. Chat, what do you guys think? Do you know
When you
anything
asked
me
about
that,
lettering?
2 years ago,
Or
it would have
for the
been
book.
lettering, but now
Yeah.
both. I don't.
Have
I don't know.
Netflix even taught? When I saw the idea for your book, I was like, "There's no way Netflix isn't going to go for that." Like, it's
They
like
might.
it's as American IP as like Coca-Cola and Barbie. Like
Well, that's
it's
kind of anti-Netflix right now. I think
Yeah.
well, not Barbie. I mean,
that's
well,
true. Look, I would certainly entertain the option if it were slid across my desk.
Oh, you'd
But-
have to, I think.
I think it's a
But,
matter
you
of
know,
At
time.
least entertain it.
Yeah, there's something special about Battle Brick Road. I feel like there's.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because it's mine. Although I should, even if even if that's all it was, I should say that. But
Yes.
but no, like I don't know, like there's a special sauce to it. There's a pixie dust on it that feels
Yes.
Well, it's
like
like,
it
that
could be
McFarlane.
adapted in different ways.
Well, it's like when McFarlane started doing his starting lineups, and he's like, people were making them crappy. He's like, we have these pictures, you make the toys look like the pictures. Well, it's kind of like, how has no one done anything with this IP? Like it's perfect. You have
Yeah.
like 3 heroes with a damsel, like a ton of evil characters, an army. Like it's perfect, and it's iconic. Like it's crazy that there isn't, other than Michael Jackson doing his version. Right?
there's-
I mean,
There's certainly a ton of Oz stuff out there. Like, you know, there was The Wiz, and then there was a couple of movies.
Yeah.
Obviously, the
Sure.
39 movie, and then there was Return to Oz. There's been like,
And
there's
there's that
14 books in the series, and there's
There's
tons
the
of
play.
remakes. And yeah,
That
but
play's
there was a
pretty big.
show. There was a show called The OZ, which is like a 3-part series.
oh, I don't remember
It was
that.
called The OZ. Yeah, and then there was another Emerald City or something
You're
that
right,
came
there
out
was something
a few
like
years
that.
ago.
But it was like gay.
and
It looked gay.
yeah, it's been retread, which is what made this very interesting in trying to make it your own, to not
Well,
tread
Well, I
that
think
stuff and the obvious stuff, you know.
Mhm.
I think it's too. It's like finally this IP's got some testosterone in it. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Because like
Right.
those three are pretty cool characters. Like Tin Man, the Lion, and Scarecrow are pretty cool. Like that to me, that's an easy. You could easily make them awesome with putting like the testosterone.
We're
I don't know what
trying.
you'd call it, but you know what I mean.
We're trying. Yeah, you try to make them real. You try to make them interesting. There you go. HBO's. Yeah, it was HBO. I think like Stephen Baldwin was the lion. It was really weird.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's the
Oh.
prison. It was in the prison, right?
No,
Wasn't that what Oz
no,
was?
that's
No.
that's
HBO
Oz.
was?
Yeah, that was a prison.
That's
Yeah,
us.
Called, I
HBO
That
think,
is a
the
prison.
OZ.
That has nothing to do with
Well, I'm
there's
Yeah.
saying,
no
but
lions,
completely
HBO's
different.
tigers,
Oz.
or bears.
I know that. I was talking
There
about
may have been bears.
his comment.
Yeah.
Derek, stay away from the gay stuff. Get out of the prison.
No, they put the Oz in there. I was trying to stick on with it. Gosh, man. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Oh.
I'm completely lost right now.
Because,
yeah, so
because of all those, because of all
Trying
those
to-
others. Sorry, I'm sorry.
trying to find a way to tell this story that's actually cool and not like retreading
Yeah.
old ground or being cheesy or
yeah,
whatever.
cheesy.
because it's really easy, I think, to do that
Yes.
with things. So
Yes.
so far so good. I think we're really, really, really doing a really good job with it. If I could say
Yeah.
really one more time, I will really say it.
Really,
Um,
really.
but what Zeb and I have done has been pretty crazy, and it's resonated with people, which has been great. We did really good on the first campaign. The second campaign's doing great too.
Right.
People are really
Saw
excited
that.
about it, and I get a lot of people like pulling me aside and saying, "Oh, hey, by the way, you know, I've backed a lot of books, but like legitimately, Battlebrook Road is like one of my top favorites." So that feels good. Well, who knows? I mean, it takes me a while to draw this stuff.
Yeah.
It's you never know if you might we're you know, you don't want to make a misstep in the sequel and the follow-up. You don't want to like turn people off because of decisions you made, but we're very aware of the things that made it work, I feel, and we're continuing down that road, so to speak. So hopefully when people read book 2, it'll be even more like light a fire on them for being a fan of it and wanting to continue with it throughout the rest of the series. So
Right. So Snuggy asks, adapting Baum's book or mostly just using the characters or setting?
is he
What's
asking,
Baum's
is that
book?
what we're doing? We're kind of
Yeah,
doing
he's asking.
a bit of
I don't know
both
what that is.
because Baum
What
is
is
the
that?
author of the original Wizard of
Yeah.
Oz book from the 1900. Frank
Oh,
Baum.
okay. Oh, I thought he was talking about someone did something with the IP. I had no idea who the writer was. Now that you say it, but okay.
Yeah.
So you use the book more than the movie.
So this is what I think has been one of our strengths. Zeb and I have been creatively collaborative and also pulling against each other. So he read the book
Okay.
and listened to it over and over and over again. So he was pulling his framework from the book. I don't read, so I've seen the movie
I
a
know.
bunch. So
Wait, you picked a strange profession.
I kind of did. Yeah, it might not be.
You went for the high bar for being
I did.
illiterate. You're really good at lettering.
I don't read. I didn't say I can't read. It may be the can't is implied.
Yeah.
Right.
If I ever respond to an email of yours and it doesn't make sense, it's because I can't read. But he's pulling from the book. I'm pulling from the movie because that's all I know, and I didn't want to read the book.
Ah.
So he would say, "Well, this is what happened in the book," and I'm like, "Okay, that's not in the movie. That's cool." So there are actually, and the movie's more widely known.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Like I said, it's Americana.
yeah,
It really is. I mean,
so especially here, where I live here in Kansas, it's just part
Oh
of
yeah,
the,
yeah.
you know, if I travel anywhere out of state, people are wondering where Toto is. So
is that more iconic than Superman being from there?
I think Superman is beyond Kansas. So yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Right.
he's
Okay.
people don't necessarily think about Kansas with Superman. They think about Metropolis and fighting monsters and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah. So
see, Crazy Mad. That's a good question of the week.
Hey, Madness Comic Network, thank you for showing up. Felix is in the house as well. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah. Hell.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry, I cut you
was
off,
just
so-
looking at the
Oh, that's
beginning
all
of this was Zeb. So when you're talking about Zeb writing, do you have a lot of the outline for the story, or is he the one taking that and adapting it? Overall, are you guys working it out together?
originally it was my premise that I sent to him, and then he took
Okay.
it and restructured it.
Okay.
He comes up with the plot, where the characters go, where they end up. But I'm not beholden to that. There's a lot of back and forth in terms of where we want the story to go and what characters we want to have doing whatever they're doing. So it's not just like, okay, here's the script, now draw it. It's like, no,
Yeah.
this is both of ours. We're gonna mold this into something, and it's been really great. I think we're getting the best story that we can out of that, because I personally work way better collaborating than I do on my own. So
Yeah, that's what we do too, and it works a
Yeah.
lot better.
Yeah.
yeah, I like that back and forth and that tug of war. And when neither of us are coming at it with a chip on our shoulder or an ego saying, no, it has to be this way. We've had discussions about certain things either of us want, and they'll be back and forth, like, oh, you know what?
Right.
That works. And then one of us will throw another idea out, and then maybe that old one doesn't make sense anymore. So, but it's certainly been a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward
That's
to reading what else he has written for it, because I haven't even
I
read
did-
it all. I mean, I know the outline, but I haven't read the A,
I
to
did-
B to C.
What is
Okay.
it? The second movie or something where the Jack Pumpkinhead is? I did think the Jack Pumpkinhead was cool. I did
Yeah.
like that character. Is
Characters like that.
Is that the Michael Jackson one, or is that a sequel?
Yeah,
and
Michael Jackson
did
is the
something else?
Scarecrow in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, wait.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
I think he was the Scarecrow.
Right, because they're like on rollerblades for hands and stuff. Isn't there a lot of weird
that's
stuff? in
Return
it?
to Oz, but then there's also The Wiz. No, Michael Jackson is the Scarecrow in The Wiz, which was the musical,
Oh.
Yeah.
like the
Okay.
stage Broadway musical with Diana Ross and all that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Jack
Right.
Pumpkin. Is there anything
So
about
there-
the IP you don't like that you're like, we're never touching it, or it's?
Well, just the whimsicalness of it. We're not going there. We're telling a very
No
gritty,
songs?
grounded. Well, we do have a soundtrack, so no songs.
yeah. No songs
So
with dances.
No dance routines yet.
Numbers.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Felix says jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Hey, the Scarecrow thing's pretty cool. I always liked that song.
Yeah.
I thought the lion
So-
one was stupid. But,
Eric, go back to Jack Pumpkinhead. I think you were trying to make a point about that.
oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, nothing is off the table in terms of what is in
Very cool.
any of the Oz
Okay.
lore, but how we implement it is. Sometimes it might just be like an Easter egg in the background, things like that.
Right.
But
Can
not
always make 'em
necessarily.
evil.
No, yeah. We don't have characters that are like living, like the Scarecrow in the movie is a scarecrow and he's made of straw. Like our Scarecrow is
Yeah.
not a
Right.
scarecrow; he's a human being. So, things
Okay.
like that.
One thing I like a lot of ideas
That's
that
great.
you do in it, and I like that Toto's a robot. But why do you hate dogs?
I
No
love
dog
dogs.
representation.
No, if Toto was a dog in this book, people would be mad at how much injury he'd be getting.
Oh
So-
yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right.
Yeah. Right.
He
But
was.
I like
don't
those
think he was.
interpretations to be a little different.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. It's like, well, him being a dog is obvious, so I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't,
I like that
or
too.
he's a wolf or whatever. It's like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not going to do
Right.
that. It's too on the nose. So, if
You're right. Most people would
origin-
want to make him a werewolf that's in love with her and something.
right,
Like that.
some sort of
Yeah.
weird,
Yeah.
something Snuggy would like,
Yikes.
basically, is what you're. So he was always a drone.
Oh,
But
from
the
the start, you
implementation-
never changed it.
Yeah, it was never meant to be any sort of dog, but he's dog-like, he's pet-like because he's sort of
Yeah.
a companion to Thea.
Yeah.
Originally, he was just a tactical um,
Like
piece
drone.
of a drone, it's a piece of military equipment that maybe she could communicate with, but he's way more than that now. And
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
said he because all robots are boys unless otherwise stated.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So what if
You
Toto
know,
was a crack
R2D2's a
hound?
he,
That's what
C3PO's a
Mo
he.
asked.
Yeah.
Most of the Transformers were
That's
he's
true.
for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can assume a robot's gender is male. That's all I'm saying.
I
I'll
do
allow
like
it.
the Mo him being crack hound.
What if
That's
Toto's a crack
hilarious.
hound?
That's
Crack
just
pack.
hilarious.
He's a crack fiend.
Oh man.
That's awesome. Oh man. Well, I love to hear how you guys come together and build the story because Murph and I do a lot of the same thing. Murph has the outline for the story. You pretty much have, you know what's going to happen, but
Mhm.
once you send it to me, or once he sends it to me, we kind of hash it out. You know, we
Well, actually, I give
I-
him some
I
time
look
to
at
kind
it-
of read and do his own thing. Then we'll
Yeah.
get together and kind of hash things
Yeah.
out. And
I have to digest it a little bit, but sometimes that doesn't happen until I start drawing some things because then I'm like, this isn't working, or this would be better this way.
or the times you're
Um,
like, what the hell's going on this page? What are you? What is? What is this?
Right.
Yeah, we do that a lot
That
too.
is true.
So we've gotten
Well,
better
when
at
you
that,
see it on
though.
paper is different too. What you
Yeah.
think in your head works does not always work when it's on paper.
Yeah,
It's
We've gotten
something
a lot
like you think
better.
is so cool. Go ahead.
Right, you can never know until even if you just start sketching it out or whatever, and you're like, wait a second,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna work. So there have been times like we've gotten better with our collaboration where he's understanding my proclivities to want to draw things certain ways. Like
Okay.
I don't like scene changes on the same page. Which it happens all the time, but I don't like to do it if I can avoid it.
Okay.
So sometimes he would have that. And I'm like, well, I'm just moving that's going to the next page because I don't want to draw it on this one.
Yeah. I've done that several times.
Yeah, things like that. Expanded fight scenes, cut out things that weren't maybe working.
Yeah.
You just you. It's not done until it's done.
Yeah.
It's not done until
Very
it's in
true.
people's hands at the printer.
Yeah.
So
Well, and before
Awesome.
we were on this, I was telling you that once we saw your lettering, that's when it was like really a comic, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that was the missing.
Yeah.
Right.
It is something that people don't really talk about when it comes to comics, like how important the lettering is. Like it's such a
I
big
think
foundation.
it's important. Yeah.
That's too funny.
Well, I was telling you before this, I forget what I was watching, but it was the author of The Walking Dead. I don't know why I can never remember his name.
Robert Kirkman.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you, Robert
Kirkman.
Kirkman.
Yep.
And he was on the Comics Trope YouTube because they're friends, but it was a whole thing about that, like the history of it. And he was saying that's the most important thing. Like if that's not right, he doesn't care what the art is, the dialogue, the story. He's like, and I never heard anyone say that before, and that was so interesting. And that really put a mark on me just because I like him so. Like I think he's brilliant with some of the ideas he's come up. Like what he's
He's a
done
great-
with zombies, like is crazy.
Yeah. He's a great idea man. He's a great businessman too. I mean, he's certainly
Right.
turned molehills into mountains, financially speaking.
Yes.
Definitely.
He's up there with, Mark Millar and Todd McFarlane, and he's if
Yeah.
there were a Hall of Fame of IP creators, I mean, his are sticking around. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's for sure.
You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
Somebody to
Invincible's
look up
just
to.
starting. Invincible's
Yeah.
just start. I don't even think it's hit its stride yet. Like it's just starting to gain momentum.
with the animated series, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's way more you could do with that IP as well than what I mean.
Oh yeah.
But
Live
just
action
The
could
Walking Dead
definitely do it.
alone, yeah, just The Walking Dead alone. I mean, you've obviously got the comic, you got the TV show with I don't know how many spin-offs,
Yep.
countless
Yeah.
games, board games. The list goes on. I'm sure there's beach towels and underwear in there somewhere. So
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably everything. Yeah.
Now we have to give this a little bit of attention because Mo's sensitive.
okay,
What if
Oh.
Toto was made of vibranium and blessed the rains down in Wakanda?
That is a really good question. I think if he blessed the rains in Wakanda, it would probably be the most fertile Wakanda ever.
Ooh, wow. Fertile Wakanda. Here we go.
It's just what we need, a fertile Wakanda.
Fertile Wakanda.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds kind of gross and kind of neat at the same time, so I'm going with it. I'm sticking with it. Fertile.
The bar
is what
low.
we'll say.
We're always going to keep the
Yeah.
bar low. There we go. Okay. Awesome. Well, do you want to show the page? We can probably show that now. Probably a good idea. Which one is it? Not that one. Here we go. All right, there we are. So this is your own website.
Yes.
And
Yes,
are you
indeed.
on... Yeah? Are you on
Yep.
other platforms?
No, not at the moment. We'll
Okay.
we'll look into that at a later date. Right
Okay.
now, we're just sticking to battlebrickroad.com.
Awesome.
Free from the shackles of corporate crowdfunding websites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. And you have enough pull
Thanks.
that you can
It's
do that.
100%
You know what I mean?
and wholly my idea.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Nobody has ever done anything like this ever before.
It's a good point. I
Yep.
don't know if he's right, but he's saying it and he's convincing me.
Nobody has even thought about it before.
Look at this. We'll see how sensitive I am when I leave at 6 without saying goodbye to Dirk. Boy, oh boy, Mo. You have to take it personal. See what I mean?
Oh.
He had to go there.
They- Right. Yeah,
Oh,
we did
man.
skip the prison rape
Yeah, we
comment.
did skip that. Yeah.
Like Eric's too good for our brand of humor. No, that's not why. That's not why.
Yeah, you're embarrassing us, guys.
Embarrassing me. I'm blushing. Wait, that's probably not something you want to blush at.
Oh.
Oh, that's awesome. Launching next on OnlyFans. Woo! Did Eric just take a shot at GoFundMo? Oh,
Right
man.
across the
Wow.
bow. Oh, right across the bow.
Oh, that's funny. I'm
Oh,
gonna move
man.
me to the bottom. There we go.
Oh,
Put Eric
yes.
at the top here.
Finally.
It's so bright up here.
It is. I know. It's,
Getting too
my
close
head
to the
was
sun.
beaming.
Yep. You keep
My
the
head
hat
was
on so the
beaming
hair
from
doesn't
that.
burn off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Because
so
when
yeah.
it goes, it goes.
That's
Don't
what
lose
I've
the
heard.
hair.
Yeah.
So look at this. You are at $21,873.25. That is awesome. 359 backers. So you're doing very well.
Yeah,
Very
I think
well.
so. It's been kind of interesting because I'll wake up with new backers, and I have not streamed a lot with this. Like
Okay.
when I did the first book, it was like 2 or 3 streams a day for like the first 30 days.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I was nonstop. And this one, I'm just like, I mean, if I wasn't streaming on somebody else's channel, I was streaming on my own. I haven't been on my own channel in a couple of weeks. I mean, since we
Wow.
launched, so almost 2 weeks. I've been super busy, so it's like trying to get stuff done, and then do I want to stream or do I want to draw the book? You know, so it's
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could do
I
what Mike
agree with
does,
you.
even though he doesn't really get any work done when he does it, which is draw while he streams. But
Yeah.
yeah, I always say like there's a couple of jobs that are just always right there. Once I get them done, then I have more time to do things like streaming and all of that. But those 2 jobs continue to always be there. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you decide like what time you're gonna put into your IP
Mhm.
rather than putting your time into lettering other people's stuff?
Well, obviously, I got to pay the bills first. That's first and
Sure.
foremost. I mean, it's my day job.
I
It's not
agree
just
with
like,
that.
oh, I guess I'll just letter this book now, you know,
Sure.
because that's what keeps the roof over our head and lights on and water running and all that. So,
Yeah.
but there are certainly times when I could be working on things and I'm not. I mean, everybody slacks off, even me. As hard as that might be
There
to
you
hear.
go.
But I
Welcome
have
to our channel.
I have set a standard where, and I'm really not good with scheduling things, but if I force myself at the very least to put an hour's worth of drawing in, like on the days when you don't want to do it, but you do it anyways, it feels
Right.
like it's been 4 hours, but it was only 30 minutes. I'm glad I have done that because
It does pay
well,
off.
it pays off.
It really does. Yeah.
yeah,
It does.
Perfect world would you want to get to the point where your IP is so successful that you're not lettering at all anymore? Or is that a love you could never let go?
Oh, if I didn't have to, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
No broken heart at all. Just
Nothing. No. Throw
Yeah.
that tiny violin into the fire. If I could, light a match and burn it all down and walk away with, millions of dollars in my pocket,
sure.
I might letter
Would you-
some books.
I was gonna say, would you let someone letter your book? That's wouldn't that be
question.
I've
weird?
had that. I would be too nitpicky, I think.
Yeah.
But no,
That would be
like
tough.
it's interesting. I'm trying to build a couple of things at once, right? I'm trying to build this IP. I'm trying to build Battlebrook Road, and I'm also
Right.
trying to build the business of Eric Weathers letterer.
Yeah.
And it's been wild these past few years because it hasn't slowed down. Either of them, really, which is great. I mean, I can't complain. We've got things went crazy during the pandemic because everybody was home and everybody was working on stuff. So it was like, hey, can you let us? Can you let this? So it was really wild then. But now it's like things are. Every time I think how it's slowed down, it's just a little lull, and then it'll be like, I'll be thinking, wow, I haven't had any DM. Most of my job offers come from Twitter. And it's like, nobody's DM'd me in like 3 weeks. And then the next day it'll be 4 people all at once being like, hey, remember this book from 6 months ago? It's ready. So it's just sort of, it steamrolls, it keeps going, but it's certainly something that I like I said just a minute ago, is I'm trying to build both, because I think I don't just want to put all my eggs in one basket, and I like to create, but I also like to letter, and I really want to push towards that teaching aspect of it, because I've done a few videos of those, but I think that's an untapped market, and I have notes upon notes upon notes about tutorial videos and templates and sound effect pack, all of that stuff. I have it. It's just, again, if I'm putting my energy into that, I'm not putting it into the other stuff, so it's a balancing act. But I'll get through it, and you'll get an amazing story out of it, and hopefully, if I'm lettering your book, you'll get some amazing lettering out of it too.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We got amazing lettering in the first book.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Why do you think
It really
lettering
was good.
is the least talked about or celebrated item in comic books?
That's a great question. I think it would probably have to do with most people aren't there for that.
yeah,
Most people are
Yeah,
there.
you're right. I was. Yeah, I've never until
you're
I
not like,
until. Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead. I was just gonna until I watched that YouTube, I never even thought about who the letterer was or their style or anything like that. That really changed my mind with him saying how important it was, and then I really saw it when we made our book. Like, everything kept happening. It's like we have a comic, but once you did our lettering, it was like, oh no, we really have a comic. This looks like a legit comic, which it shows you how important it is. Like,
it's super important. Obviously, comics don't exist the way they do now without it.
oh yeah,
you
especially
can-
the '90s.
Yeah,
The '90s did so much with it.
they were all on cocaine back then. That had to have been, because it was insane back then.
You say that like bad things happen from cocaine. All the good things happen
only the
from
best.
cocaine.
Yeah.
So Mo says, I don't think lettering is the least talked about aspect. What about pre-press?
I mean,
Well, yeah, I
it's
mean
in
there
there.
is a
Talks
lot
about
of stuff
pre-press.
to it. Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
a,
there is a lot to it, and I just
Yeah.
that's
Pre-press is crazy.
half of that's turning into half of what my day job is too. So
Excuse me.
it's like that's important, but
Yeah.
really, lettering is more important than pre-press,
I think
because
it
you
is
can
too.
print a comic on nonsense paper and not have made things misaligned a little
Yeah.
bit, but as long as the lettering's legible, you're good to go.
I think so too. Mo says, what about the guy who stops them from numbering the pages? What about
dude.
the guy? Wait,
Because I collect omnibuses, I hate that. Every one of these omnibuses tells you what comic is at what number, and there's no numbers ever.
Oh, man.
It's the dumbest thing in the world.
Wow.
Page 56 is issue number 4. There's no page 56. There's no
You have to
page
count each one.
57.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah, I've heard
Jim
that
Cox
mistake, that
says-
complaint.
That's funny. Jim says it's like the bass player, necessary but no glory.
No
I'm
glory.
glad you.
Unless
I'm
you're
glad you
Lemmy
say that about
and you're
the
the
bass
lead
player.
singer and the bass player.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
That is true.
some people find a way. But yeah, I mean, I think it's an important role. I mean, obviously, I'm going to say that because it's what I do. But
Mo, we're
bad
growing together.
bad lettering can kill the enjoyment of a book.
I think so too. Yeah, it's something you don't notice until it's bad, and then it kind of takes you out.
I think even subpar, like you would be
Yeah.
it would just take the feel away. Like, is this a comment? Like, where's the oomph? Where's the
Yeah, even
the-
going from mediocre to good is a huge leap, because
Yeah.
there are those little things that you need to think about when you're putting the balloons on the page. Like, is this even in the right order? The reading order, is the balloon balanced within the panel? You know, does
Wow.
it make sense visually? Because you got to think about it as graphic design, and that's not always
Yeah.
easy, because there are certain sort of tenets of graphic design that you can work within a comic book panel, but if the artwork isn't forgiving enough, it's just got to go where it's got to go. But
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope you didn't have to do that a lot with mine, but I tried to. So being a first-time creator, it's so funny because I remember.
Well, even
watching
me, I'd
some
have my
videos-
I'd have the characters not in order of them speaking,
Yeah.
how I wanted them in the page, and it's the
Yeah.
stuff you never think about. Like it's
Yeah,
And that's
Well,
one of
not
those
only
things.
that, it wasn't only that. It was just I'm a first-time creator, so I was like, oh, I actually have to leave space for the lettering.
Yeah.
That was the
it's
problem.
funny you say that, because that's part of what I have on that whole long list of topics to teach is
Yeah,
I work with a lot of I'm not a first-time creator. I've been
Yeah.
making comics
Right.
for 13 years.
yeah,
So I have I've seen it all. I've seen the best and I've
Right.
seen the worst. And I know, like, I would have advice to give people as an artist. I would have advice to give. I do have advice to give people as an artist, people as writers, like wording count per panel. Like how many words should be on a page, because it shouldn't be
yeah.
1,000. You know,
right.
some people want to just vomit
Dialogue.
text because they
Yeah.
feel maybe they're trying to tell more story than they need to, or for whatever reason.
that is hard. Yeah, it is hard because
Certainly
'Cause
is,
then
and a
you-
lot of this stuff
you
comes
know-
with experience, anyways. But
Yeah, right.
having guidance, I think, would be helpful for a lot of people.
yes,
and I just
think it
thank
was
you when you
great.
said you've seen the best and the worst, and you didn't say Derek was the worst. I want to thank you for that. Thank you.
I didn't mention any names at all.
No, you didn't. But Derek was right there. So just-
Hey, read into it however you want to read into it.
Oh. Wait, why am I?
I
Drawing
swear
the
you
next
winked.
book for Ballad
You
of the
winked when you
Celestials?
said the
Why am I
lowest.
doing this?
It's a tick. It's a nervous tick. I swear.
Oh man, are there creators
yeah.
you leave in the typos for?
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
to sabotage.
It's funny. It's funny though. We learned so many different things. Like just not even making a comic book, but like all the little like just for running the book and the project and everything. Like we didn't have a video. Like we got it made that week. We're like, oh, we don't have a video for our book. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing how many steps, how many things come into making this 30-page piece of paper. Really, it is.
Big-
Like it's amazing.
Crowdfunding adds an extra layer of work
yeah.
to
It
all
does.
of it, because like you said, the video. Then there's how do I promote this? I have to think of a good pitch. I have to promote on YouTube. I don't even have
Yeah.
a camera. It's like, there's a
Yes.
lot of stuff, and then there's the other end of that is, okay, it's done. I got to get a scale and print labels, and I have to figure out how to turn this spreadsheet into shipping addresses. And I mean, I understand why people, especially in the mainstream, if their entire career has been, I just draw the thing and I mail it in,
Oh,
and then
yeah, that's a
then
good point.
6 months later it's a book. That's why
Yep.
maybe they don't want to throw their hat in the ring, because it's all of a sudden if you're not doing it yourself, you're still responsible for it as the
Yes.
the owner of the project, the campaign, the IP, what have you. It all of
Yep.
it falls on your lap.
I
So,
couldn't believe how many hats I wore to get that thing off the ground. That's what
Yeah.
was amazing. How many hats I had
Yeah.
to wear. So
The good thing is, I
and
think the more you do it, the more you understand where your pitfalls are and how to avoid them, or maybe where to delegate.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Well, it's
for
crazy
me,
to
it
think
was
of-
like, the video was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not making it, even though I kind of
Right.
ended up having to make it because we can get into that if we want to. But I'll just go ahead and say it because I already started. So we had a guy do it for us who was like the video editor where Zeb works, and I thought, okay, great, and he wants to do it. He's a fan, and he just wasn't taking our correction the way that I felt was black and white, and like, no, take this out, do this, do that, do that. It just wasn't
Oh boy.
happening. But it looked a gift
Yeah.
horse in the mouth. But we got some cool audio out of it, so I went in and just I last minute, like 2 days before the campaign, I went in and redid it all myself. But
Nice.
coloring, I don't like to color. I can do it. I've done it professionally for various projects here and there, but that's why I'm like, that's got to go to somebody else. That's why we hired Vinicius. So different things like that you learn along the way.
Sorry, Mo's hitting us with a lot of.
Oh yeah.
lot
So
of-
Mo says Dirk also wears a lot of hats in Ugly Tongue. Drummer, trailer creator. He wears a lot of hats in general since losing his hair.
We try to wait. We try to
That's
stay
true.
away from that music
so
trailer
true.
thing. That wasn't good. That was not a good thing to do. We went a little too far with that. So
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
yeah, it was rough.
Okay, anyway,
That was-
so let's let Eric talk about the campaign here. So
Yes.
Okay.
we have it up. So tell me what you want me to show, and I'll go there for you.
Well, let me just talk about the book in general real quick. Battle Brick Road 2,
Yeah.
obviously, it's a sequel to the original Battle Brick Road, which came out a couple years ago.
Okay.
I guess we
Wow,
launched
years.
came out last year. Officially hit
Yeah.
backwards mailboxes last year.
Yeah.
It is a war-torn dystopian Wizard of Oz. We take the story of the Wizard of Oz, take out all the fluff and fairy dust and lollipop licking munchkins, and put in bullets and blood and some badass characters, and you've got Battle Brick Road.
Nice.
Characters that
Derek's pro.
the kind of book that your mom would say, oh, it's kind of like a Wizard of Oz book, but you feel like you're getting away with something when you're reading it because it's just that cool.
Yeah.
So in it,
That's cool.
we follow Thea Gale on her lifelong quest to find her dad. She gets a message from him when she's about 20 something, about 20 years after he goes missing, and he says, Dorothy, I'm here, and when you find me, when you get here, follow the yellow brick road and you'll find me. And that sets her on this journey through a very broken world that was once not a broken world of Oz, this hidden utopia that was created by the wizard, and the land was given over to 4 AI constructs that governed over the land of Oz, and 2 of them were good and 2 of them were bad. And that is the world in which Dorothy finds herself. And by the end of the first book, she has a companion that has found it useful to help her along her way into finding her dad. And in this next book, we're picking up right where we left off. You think she's out of the frying pan into the fire, so to speak, with the second book.
Mm-hmm.
So we jump right into the action. You're going to see a whole heck of a lot more Scarecrow doing a whole heck of a lot more murdering of fools who deserve it. He's very John Wick with that, dispensing justice where justice needs to be dispensed.
Nice.
He's on a quest for
Does your-
vengeance and sees Dorothy as a means to an end for that vengeance. So he's going to help her as long as he finds it expedient. And then obviously we're going to finally meet Tin Man and Lion along the way as well. And they are
Yeah.
both killing machines, but interesting characters in their own right, with their own story,
Very cool.
their own backgrounds, and this sort of hodgepodge mix-matched. I never know, mishmash or
Mismatch?
mix-match,
Mismatch?
one of the two.
Some people say
Yeah.
I think it's
mismatch.
mix mash, but I
Yeah.
say mishmash.
We'll
Like a
we'll do
mashed
it. We'll
potatoes.
just flip a quarter on that one. But this ragtag A team of ne'er do wells on their way to try and find this young lady's dad to see if we can get her back home. See if maybe we can liberate Oz in the meantime. So
Very nice.
yeah,
I do love the design of Scarecrow. I think it's fun.
I know. I was just gonna
and
say
cool.
that.
Thank
Super
you.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
thank you. Yeah, he's been a fan favorite. And one of the things, if I have a number in my head we would need to reach, but we want to do a side story Scarecrow
Ooh.
one shot in between
Oh.
Battlebrick Road 2 and 3.
Oh, very cool.
That would fill in some gaps and tell a really cool story, but we'll see if that happens. So
Do you, when you look at those three, do you want them to be like equals? Do you want one of them to be more of the star out of the, like, how do you look at it? Is it more of a team book? Is it all her? Like, for you, what do you?
no, it's
want it to be?
definitely a team book. Yeah, it's an ensemble, which I guess I'm kind of used to writing because that's what I've cut my teeth on with Flying
I think they're the
Fortress was an
best.
ensemble.
Teams are,
There's
teams are. I feel
yeah.
like Batman's the only one that's cool by himself. I mean, Spider-Man too, but team books are always best.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do that sort of lone wolf thing, you got to have a good rogues gallery. And that's
Oh,
where the interplay
yeah.
comes off
Exactly.
really well. But for Battlebrick Road, it's certainly like if you imagine like what they did with the MCU and how every character has their arc that you can follow. Like if you just want to watch
Yeah.
it from Tony Stark's perspective, you can see his arc through it, or Hulk or whoever.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
They used to.
Yeah,
Right.
Not anymore.
Right.
they used
But
to.
yeah.
Let's stop. Anything after Endgame doesn't count.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, I want to. It's not as though one character is going to get the spotlight throughout the whole thing. Obviously, we are following Thea, but you know,
Damn it.
these characters aren't just there. They're not just like, oh, let's help this girl. They're all out for
Yeah.
their own gain. She's a fragile human female in this world that's full of death and destruction, and she's not going to be able to handle it on her own. So she needs them anyways. You know, she's not going to be lifting the bus off of somebody if it rolls over on them because she's.
Oh, you're not making her Mary
100
Sue
120 pounds. No,
like everything else now.
not at all.
She's just the best for no reason.
No doubt.
She takes Scarecrow's gun and just starts killing everybody, and she's like
no,
that.
no.
Yeah.
No, I mean she does have training. She has a history
Oh,
in
yeah,
the military, so there is that. It's not like she can't handle herself, but there are things that she won't be able to do because of her size and inexperience. And when you've got,
Yeah.
you know, Scarecrow there who can, well, John Wick himself through a scenario, you know.
Well, and I mean,
That's
I
all
mean,
right.
we've seen it now because of all the transgender stuff that there is a difference between male and females. But you did serve, and they say that a lot of times the females can't pass the test that the males pass. They just can't, no matter how hard they work. You know, in the military, they can't do the same.
Then they
things.
lower the
just
standards.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Which is a scary thought. That's a scary thought to do that.
yeah.
Mo says you should see what Bancroft is going to do with the crows in his reimagining of Dumbo.
Oh my gosh.
I
Dude.
shudder at the thought.
Dude.
Me too.
Dude. There's
I've
a
been
lot
done
to go
seeing
with
about
that.
everything.
Oh
anyway.
man.
Scarecrow is
Man.
best crow.
Thank you, Jim Cox.
Oh nice.
And Murph makes a good point. Punisher might have been cool if he had a team of sidekicks. Oh man,
Oof.
I actually like Punisher. Liked.
No, that's what he's
Right.
making fun of me.
Yeah.
He said Punisher was cool by himself. Because I only
True.
said Batman and Spider-Man. But
Well,
no, team books are
we knew
always
there were
better.
A few more than that.
Team books.
We
Well,
knew
I
there were
don't.
a
I
few
mean,
more.
I've never really.
Look at
I have
Daredevil.
a bunch of Justice League. Are the Justice Leagues better than Superman comics? I don't think they're better than Batman because Batman seems to always sell. But I think
Batman
you're right.
certainly
That
sells.
Rogues Gallery is why Spider-Man and Batman are so good. Like,
In Flash.
God, there's so
In
many.
Flash. Yeah.
Flash has got like
Yeah.
two. He's got a ice guy and a
Oh no, he's
arrow-
got a great
or
rogues gallery.
boomerang guy. And that's all I
Nope.
know.
I don't know
for
DC
Flash.
You're
comics.
mistaken.
I'm sorry. Do you like DC or no?
I don't know. I never grew up reading
Oh,
it.
yeah,
I still don't
neither
read
do
it.
I.
So
No. Marvel's way better.
Watchers were a great modernization. Okay. Yeah.
Huh?
No, I like
is
what
he
you're
talking
doing,
about?
man. I love to see this stuff. It's great.
Thank you.
Do you feel like you,
The
since you've been in
pages
the
look awesome.
military, do you feel like you can write it a lot better than all the other stuff that's out there when it comes to that?
I don't know if I can write it better. It's been a while since I've been in, but I know enough of, I remember enough about it.
Yeah.
So, in the opening of book one, actually, there's a preview of it at the top of the page. That menu
Oh.
up there, you hit Battlebrook Road Volume 1. Um,
Oh, okay.
we put a little 6-page preview. And when Zeb had written this, the dialogue was was not good. It didn't sound like these guys were soldiers at all or anything. So I was
Look
like,
at that.
yeah, we're going to need
Yeah.
to rewrite that because this isn't going to work out very well. So, I mean, obviously the experience kind of colors a lot of what I do, even subconsciously,
Yeah.
just because it's part of
Yeah.
what I've been through, what I've come from. So yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But also, it's not. I'm certainly not that deep into it where it just becomes the kind of military style comic book that is just full of military lingo that nobody else would understand unless you've been in.
Right.
Because
right.
that's too far in the other direction, So
Yeah, it can
Sure.
alienate people easily.
yeah, absolutely.
So that's cool. No, it's a great idea.
Well, and
this-
then people
this,
could do it really
preview.
bad too, where they make them military sound like robots and things like that. Like they don't, you know what
Mhm.
I mean? There's people that do
Yeah.
that too, which is like the Michael Bay movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great opening to Volume 1, actually, with the monkeys.
Mm.
Loved it.
They look great too.
Yeah, they're really cool.
That scowl there, that's awesome.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us about this website exclusive cover. I'm a little curious about this.
All right, so this is pretty cool. As you can see, those characters are jumbled up. They're switching places all over the place. When we're going to do that with the cover too. So our printer has this ability to do a collage cover or a mosaic cover, not cover,
Yeah.
printing, collage or mosaic printing. And it's
Okay.
mostly used for like labels so that they can print like 7 million labels and every one of them looks different. And I
Wow.
thought, I want to do that with a comic book because nobody's ever done that before. So
Yeah.
Which
the
is
idea
crazy.
is, yeah, every comic book that we print of this, limited edition, signed and numbered, every cover will be different from every other cover. So if you back it, your
That's
cover
so
will be different
cool.
from the guy next to you. If you back it 100 times, every single cover, every 100 of those covers will be different. It's
Wow.
not going to
You
be
can
like
imagine-
everything's redrawn and the characters are in different poses, but they're going to be in different places, different rotations, sizes, densities.
Right.
The yellow bricks also will be in different, orientation and all of that. And it's not,
That's crazy.
it's
That's
not
awesome.
all just, put it in the computer and let it spit it out. Like I have the
It's where they're all
software-
like upside down.
yeah,
they're all upside
I
down
have
or-
I have the software. I have so I can look over each one and sort of put the microscope over it and
Tweak
make
it.
sure that things are making sense.
Yeah.
Characters that maybe look like they should be further back aren't on top of somebody because then that wouldn't make sense. Things like
Right.
that. And then once that's done and approved, send it off to the printer. It prints it. It does it just the same as any other printer printing the same cover 100
That's
times.
so cool.
It just does a different one each
That
time.
is.
So I thought this would be a really fun sort of novelty cover for book 2. And it's only going to be available here.
yeah.
So-
Everyone's
and
gonna
then
rip
that-
you off. Everyone else is gonna figure out how to do that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to figure
Yeah.
this out.
The first one out of the gate,
Because it makes it so unique. Like your copy is your.
Yeah,
copy.
you've got
and then
a
you
one,
could
a
trade
one for one.
where there's a character that your favorite character's smaller, and someone
Mhm.
you could trade. Like that's such a cool thing. That's such
Yeah.
that's such like a comic book, like
it is. It's really cool.
kid cool thing. Like, hey,
Yep.
what do you got? Let's see. Oh, that's so cool. I can't believe Marvel and DC's never done it. Like just the
Well-
money wise of people buying a number of different comics. Like
I think
know-
the reason they're not doing it is because it's really new technology, first of all. And second, they
Oh.
print 4-color process, and this is digital printing, which
Okay.
allows them to be able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they would have to go to digital printing for that, which is more expensive when you're in the volumes that they're at.
Sure.
But I could see it happening eventually. I mean, like I'm sure there have been things where there's maybe been a pattern that was random somewhere, but this is different. This is certainly different. This is the whole scope.
I
of
can't
the
think of
cover
anything
is-
that's like this.
yeah.
That, you know, they had like a Secret Wars,
No,
and you can get
not at all.
you know, where Spider-Man and Deadpool are different on each one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just
Yeah,
what
it's
character
great.
you get is the character that's on there. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Thank
Oh.
you. Hopefully, it catches on and people really dig it. And I think one of the cool things is the same. I don't know how it works through the magic of that printing process. They can duplicate a cover. Say like it's number 67, right? They can duplicate
okay.
that 1,000 times if they wanted to. So what we're going to do is if you get whatever cover you get, you're going to get a matching print that is the one for one of your cover as
Oh,
well. So
nice.
you're going to be able to still hang that up and put it wherever
Very cool.
you want
Very
to. I don't care. That's up to you. But you'll
That's
get a print
awesome.
of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Great
people get
idea.
anxiety. Like, hopefully, I don't get that one character. I want Scarecrow center. What am I
Yeah.
gonna get here?
We had discussed making it to where there are like 4 covers and each one is, you got a lion cover, a scarecrow cover, and so on.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
this is a
that
better
would be a
idea
lot.
than that, though.
I like
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
to see them all, and plus this, the concept of what's going on the cover is very heavily story driven as well. It's not just this
Oh,
is
nice.
neat.
Ooh.
There's a reason why it's the way it is, and it's on the white
Okay.
background, and they're sort of falling through. Like
Oh, that's so
there's
much
a story
better.
to
Yep.
it as well.
Yep,
And then
that's
what
even
they're-
better.
Their bricks are also telling something about them and
Damn.
what's happening to them.
When's this
So-
coming out? When's this special cover coming out?
It'll be out when the book's done, which I'm
Oh.
aiming for early next year.
Ooh, nice. All right, so we have Corey in the house. Thanks for coming, Corey.
What's up,
Yeah,
Corey?
there's no way someone doesn't rip
And
you
Critical
off and
Blast.
don't give you credit for this idea. This is a great idea.
Right.
I'm waiting
Great
for the
idea.
Lucent.
RJ, thanks
The
for
Lucent
coming
3.
That'd be hilarious.
So did you see we had Mo leave? Mo said, "Bye everyone, but Dirk.
Nice.
Bye Dirk, don't cry."
That's the only reason you're not crying.
That's right. I'll try not to cry. No, but anyway.
Because Eric doesn't know this. So the one night
Okay.
he left to go to Bancroft's, we're still going. Derek then goes to Bancroft, and in the message, he's talking to Mo about Mo not saying bye and stuff. And so I was like, the next stream, I was like, Derek, this makes you look gay. And even Derek's like, it's not what he said, it's how he said it that he
That's
didn't say
right.
goodbye. And it's like,
It was the
Didn't
tears in
even
your
say
eyes is what was the
goodbye.
problem. The quiver in your voice.
That's right.
oh.
Oh,
Now, does
boy.
Corey's
Okay.
always talking about us that we need more babes in our comic. Does he
Yep.
do that with you as well? Does he ask for more?
No, but I'm sure he probably would.
Okay.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we've got Dorothy and the evil witches, the Watchers of the Northeast, South, and West. They're babelicious, as our friend Garth Algar would say. So
Look. Yeah, how many babes per
Babes
page?
How
per
many
page.
pages
I'm sorry.
babes per page?
I'm sorry.
That's too funny.
Huh.
Well, you'll have to get the book just to find out.
yeah,
See?
exactly. And then you can get your clicker out and count each one.
So do you have a number of books you want to go? Like, do you want the story to go as long as you can? Do you actually have a number in mind?
4 books, 4
Really?
books total. So we're
4 books.
going to reach the
okay.
halfway point of the story here at the end of this book. Each book is 2
Nice.
chapters, so 8 chapters in total. There will be some. We're looking into sort of half issues, like I was talking about the Scarecrow one-off that we might do in between, to kind of keep the train moving. While if that's being put together while I'm working on book 3 or book 4, that can be like a little mini campaign to bring that to life too. So as far as the main story goes, though, for sure 4, we want to wrap that up and sort of put a nice little bow on it and make it. We have that final product in mind, that final story.
Well,
that
like
we
nothing
definitely wanna-
after that.
We certainly could, but our focus right now is just to get this main arc done.
Sure, yeah, I
and
get
then
that.
whatever happens after that, we'll see.
Right.
But we're building a world that we could play in a whole lot. You know, it's not
cool.
like it's.
I
Not
think
like
that's the
the
most fun of it is the world building to me.
Yeah, and there's
don't
a
know
lot.
about you.
There's I think that's actually what I do when I'm writing stuff. Is I want to know what world I'm putting my characters in before I really give them the plot, because I need to know what they're going to go through before I can put them through it. So, yeah, world building is really important. And with what we've done with Oz, I think we could go through all sorts of stuff and still be in that world, and not have to go through, portals to other dimensions or anything crazy. It's just
Right.
be, well, what was happening in this section? What was this war like? Or what happened to Scarecrow at this point? Or other characters that we meet along the way, like we could tell their story too. So
Well,
Yeah,
because in
that's
the
cool.
movie there's 2 cities, 3 maybe, I don't know. In the book, is there like a bunch of them? Like, is
no, so
there-
there's the main. There are like there's Munchkinville, there's like Chinatown, and there's
Emerald
um,
City.
Emerald City's like the main hub in the middle, but there are 4 zones, and each zone has its own small towns and villages and things like that. And there were other brick roads too. There's a red brick road and a blue brick road.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, so the whole Oz lore, it spans like 14 books. So there's
Oh,
there's like
wow.
a whole thing to do there. But
That's crazy.
we
No, I did not know that at all. That's
yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Very
That's
cool.
good though. That's good.
So do you wanna
if
show
you
the
ever get
trailer?
writer's block, you got a place to go. Honestly.
That's right.
Right. Do you want to show your trailer?
Yes, please. That'd be great.
Okay. Can I expand it once it plays, or is it?
It's a
just the
YouTube
size?
video. So
Okay. So let's go from here. All right.
oh no, it's
You
not.
think you are free. That your decisions are your own. Tell me honestly, did you really choose this path? Or was it chosen for you? Your father, with every triumph, every failure, was it not his decisions that brought you here? Has his path not sealed your own? Marked out in golden bricks below your very feet. The path is set. Keep your head up. Keep your weapon loaded. Follow the battle brick road.
There you go.
Yeah, awesome.
That is
Music's
nice.
great too.
Yeah, the music is
Very good trailer.
the Tin Man's theme, actually. That music. So that's part of the
Oh,
part of the
the
campaign.
CD.
Is we have a 7-inch vinyl, a single. We're calling it an EP. So it's got 2
oh,
songs.
you don't have a CD? It's just vinyl.
It's vinyl. Yeah.
Okay.
The,
Reminded of the voiceover on Lucid 2 trailer. That's funny.
No Michael Bancroft was hired or paid for that trailer.
Right.
Just
I was
completely
gonna say,
ripped
that
off
was
is
Ban-
all.
that was
Just ripped
Bancroft.
off.
Well, he's coming for your cover next. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Snuggy says the books are interesting but very dated, being written over 100 years ago. Interesting. Okay. No, I
I think
that's
that makes
great.
it more
So-
interesting though that they're written so long ago. Like
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to. There's probably some words that don't like queer things like that don't make the same thing that did
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might say
So,
that Scarecrow was very gay, and it didn't. It just meant he was a happy young man.
Happy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the trailer, talking about that just for a minute.
Yeah.
I think it tells the story very simply, and and I noticed the colors. The colors are great. So you have your color palette for this story down, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Because it helps brand
Yeah.
you.
We're certainly. I have my hands on all of it, even
Yeah.
down to like telling the colorist like okay, well, this needs to be that color. The
Right.
saturation is too much, or um, yeah. I picture a world that is, she comes from this desert wasteland of the United States, which is all browns and all of that, and she enters this world that's vibrant to her, but it's still like I still want to pull the life out of it because we're not yet there to where I want to turn that up, where I want to say
Yeah.
it's all
Oh.
good now. So here's the life and the vibrance and the color and all of
Yeah.
that. It's still from her point of view, it is unlike anything she's ever known because all she's known is dust. But the world itself is still dark, and we're trying to portray that while still giving hints of the sort of the life that was there before.
Yeah, I like it.
You
That's
know,
great.
and I want more than 4 books, but I just realized you kind of screwed yourself with the logo. I don't see a 10 going in there, so you can get to 9.
I could put an X
But
in there. That'll work.
Oh, well then what do you do with 11 though?
No, I don't
That's
know.
the
Maybe 10 is
problem.
maybe 10 is
The
the end
10's
of it.
it.
Nah,
Yeah.
you can split it. You can split the one. You
Yeah.
have the one brick. You can just draw a line in the middle. You'll be all right.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
You can fit it. It would work. That's
follow the
awesome.
Yellow Brick Road though. That's perfect. Or Battle Brick Road. Sorry, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
Battle
Especially
Brick
with
Road.
Twitter and everything like that. Follow
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Thank you.
The covers are awesome.
I know.
Yeah, so I've got my cover colored by Brett Smith, which is sort of the hero's
Okay.
cover of them running into battle. The one with the green background in the Emerald City, that's John Malin and Brett Smith. The first time they've worked together since Jawbreakers Lost Souls. That
Oh,
was a lot of fun
nice.
to put together. Obviously, we have the
Yeah.
special edition cover. And if you want to catch up, we have the Dynamic Duo bundle, so you can get the first book with the Kelsey Shannon cover, comboed with any of the new covers. If you want to get it by itself, you can do that as well in the add-on section. And then we've got larger
Okay.
bundles that throw in the record or the poster book that we're doing, or even like the everything that we have, the first covers of the first book, the supplemental book, the record, everything that'll go in that one.
Wow.
We have a T-shirt that was designed by Von Klaus that anybody can order, but if you order it with the Superfan or the I Want It All tier, you're going to get 25% off the shirt. So you
Oh,
get that at a nice little discount.
That's cool.
And the great thing about this website is you can sort of shop if you want. If you wanted to build your own
Yeah.
bundle, go for it.
Oh, that's
so-
cool. Yeah.
But if you buy the bundles themselves as they're presented to you, you're going to get a little bit of a discount off of that. Once the campaign funding time is over, and we're sort of in that quote in demand phase, those sale prices are going to go away. So that's the get in early. You're going to get it cheaper sort of price on all the
Nice.
bundles, the 2 books or the everything,
Okay.
what have you. So
Now I'm
Get in
asking
while
this
you
because
can.
I'm asking this because I'm intrigued, but also because of just stuff we have to do down the road. Outside of the comic, what's the hardest thing to do? Like I'm thinking it's not the T-shirt. Like was the LP the hard? What's the hardest non-book thing to make, difficulty wise or time consuming or?
the website was the hardest thing to make.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
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 That
Did
makes
you
a lot
do
of
it or
record
did
was
you pay
easy.
someone?
No, I did it.
Damn.
I'm
Yeah.
not completely inept when it comes to web design. I can put something together if I've got at least a good, Wix or Squarespace. I'm using Shopify for this one, so
How many-
I can follow templates.
Okay.
But there's a lot of like, well, how do I make it do this? And I could go into the code and like change some parameters around,
Right.
and
Is it still like HTML like in the 90s or is it completely different?
that you can use some HTML, but it's all like they have what they're called liquids, and they run off of CSS and Java. So you have to.
Okay.
Luckily, if you're like, for instance, the buttons on the sides to scroll through the carousel of images, it
Yeah.
used to be like 2 days ago there were just buttons on the bottom. They were really small, and people were missing them. So I was just like, how do I change? I Google it, and I found a snippet of code that I was able to put in and put the buttons on the
Okay.
side, so they're more visible.
Nice.
Once you mouse over it, they show up, so people can see
Yeah,
them
that's
easier.
cool.
Is the website more frustrating or just time consuming?
Just time consuming, because that it's everything that was time consuming about Indiegogo,
Oh, yeah.
and then it's all the other stuff that they take care of that now you have to do.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I
Do
love
you
the
do
way it
your own?
works. Do my own what?
Go ahead. Shipping, or do you have someone do that for you?
No, we do our own shipping. So we fulfill in
Damn.
this room I'm in. It's a we have a large studio office here. So when fulfillment time
That
comes,
has
we
to be crazy.
bust out the folding tables and um, get it done as soon as we can. So the the trick is to marry somebody who's a wizard at spreadsheets, and it really
Right.
makes things go. So my wife is an Excel, well, wizard is the best word, and so when it came time to print labels, she had consolidated all the orders with the first campaign. We're like, okay, there's 250 people that are all getting this one thing. They're all getting cover A with this
Yeah.
with these extras. And so she would do the spreadsheet thing and then pop it into Pirate Ship and hit print, and 250 of those would just print all at once. And we've got them
Wow.
packed already and just slap them on there. And we'd get 3, 4, 500 books out the door in one day.
Damn.
So she's really good at that. So,
Yeah.
you know, we got the TV right here. You pop on a marathon of movies. You're taping up packages.
Wizard
and-
of Oz.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Wizard of Oz on repeat. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ah.
That is so cool. Yeah, we used
Fulfillment's
Critical
fun.
Blast, RJ, and he did a great job.
Yeah, he's been doing really great for people.
Yeah,
I'm-
he's amazing.
I'm not to where I want to offload that because
Sure.
I actually like the process, and like I said, we get to.
Yeah.
I'm away from my desk because I'm taping stuff and signing stuff, and you know we're catching up on movies or TV shows that we haven't watched, and it's just a fun time to hang out with the missus and work together towards getting these things out the door. We get them loaded into the van, and she's taking them to the post office the next morning, and we just wrapped that up with the Kickstarter and Fund My Comic ones that we just did too. So, and it was, you know, we shipped everything out in a day, with the exception
Nice.
of like 4 things because I had to do some sketches.
So with you not really outsourcing stuff, are you disappointed though that you haven't made your own printing company yet? So you don't need to outsource that as well. You know,
well,
that's like the only step.
I am working with our printer in a way that it's kind of like that.
Oh
Nice.
wow!
They want to do more comics. I'm trying to get more comic books printed through them because that helps them as a business, and they want to do
Yes.
more of that, and then that helps me because I'm bringing them clientele, and then that lowers
Yeah.
my
That's cool.
cost. So right now they have the files are with Sierra to approve, but they're going to be printing no cover. So that'll be ready to go soon. Obviously, they just printed Battlebrick Road 1 again, and I've got beautiful versions of that book. Do I have one next to me? I don't. They wander. I don't know why they wander, but they do.
Have you sent any of your own books into? Derek had this idea, and I don't think I've seen anyone do it, about sending your book in to be rated to get like a 10.0, where you have your comic in a pristine.
Getting it CGC. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought about it. I think Shane's doing it with Inglorious Rex 2 or Extend
Yeah.
or whatever.
Okay.
You Extend. I think Graham did it too with
Oh,
Matakunde.
really? I think that's so cool.
Yeah, and they've done it with the Rippaverse with ISOM 2.
Oh, cool.
I haven't had anybody asking me to do it, so it's not really on my.
You don't want to do it for yourself to have it like,
I'm not.
because I want it for
really-
myself now.
It's funny. The more I do this, the less of a collector I'm becoming, and I
Oh,
don't know why.
wow.
I think maybe it's because of. I'm thinking about the inventory space I have in my own
Yeah.
room. Like I, and you know, being the letterer on so many projects, I'm getting to read them already. So
Right.
it's like
Oh,
I know
you're
the story.
right. Oh,
know,
that
so it's-
sucks. I never
So
thought
co-
of that.
The collectability
Oh,
for
that's
me
got to
is
be
a little.
terrible, though.
Well,
Right?
not really. I mean, living life with less stuff, it's not so bad.
But isn't there anything you're like,
Right.
oh, I wish I'd read this without, you know what I mean? Like behind, because Peter Jackson was like, I wish I
Yeah.
could have someone erase how I made these movies so I could watch them just as they are, and you kind of
Yeah,
took
I
that
think-
away.
That would have been really. It's hard to say because there's a lot of stuff out there that
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's definitely got to be certain stuff where you're like, oh man, I really like this. It would have been nice to kind of read
Monster
it.
MD
just
would have
as
been
it-
would have been cool.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Monster
Yeah.
MD would have been cool to
Yeah, I
experience
love
that
his stuff.
from the without any of the inner workings.
Right.
oh, I never thought of that.
But if-
Sucks.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm just kind of getting out of that wanting to have the physical collection.
Oh,
It was a
get
big
that.
part of my life for a long time, but now it's like, I think I don't need it, or maybe I'm just in a phase of just not wanting to collect it right now. I don't know, but
I kind of went through that. I mean, I think as a creator, you definitely go through it.
Yeah.
For me, also, as I get older, I'm kind of like, I don't need all that. You
Yeah.
know, I can read it and then maybe give it away or sell it, or I don't know. I don't want to have a big collection. That's for sure.
yeah. But then the stuff that you do have is more important. It's more like meaningful.
Right.
Well,
Right.
even with my collection here, I'm realizing there's some books I'm never gonna read, so I'm starting.
That's
to
what it was
put
for
them
me.
on
It's like-
eBay and
Yeah, it's like I bought this like 6 years ago and I haven't even opened it. Like you do that enough
Right.
times, you're like, okay, either I need to open it or I need to reconsider where I'm putting my money.
Yep.
yeah. So I'm gonna start selling a bunch I just know I'm never gonna get to.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
Snuggy has a question. How many times has EW thought, what the fuck were they thinking during a job?
that's awesome.
Snuggie, you have no idea. I
Please,
have
He
all
probably
the
did it several
judgments.
times on Ballad of
Ser-
Celestia.
I was gonna say, please tell us there was something because I'd love to
All-
hear it. Like it's
I have all the judgment for every book I work on.
All the judgment.
All of it.
I love
This
it.
I'm sitting on my high horse just pointing at everybody's problems while I'm lettering their books.
Well, you know, I'm sure some do stick out. They have to.
There are
Oh,
there
yeah,
are
yeah.
for sure those books you work on, you're like, oh my gosh. Like it's like whether the choice is dialogue or just artistic choices, and like I said, I work with a
Yeah.
lot of first time creators, and that's just to be expected when it's first time. Or just a writer being very verbose and not needing to be, get the point. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the 3-word balloons and thinking that one line right there, that's all you needed to say. You don't need all of these balloons. So
Oh
Right.
yeah, that definitely happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
it's yeah.
yeah, I
do.
mean, for
I'm
sure,
sure it's
and it's
really
hard
hard.
not to because I'm a creator myself. So I'm looking at stuff thinking, oh, I don't want to do that, or that's cool. I'm totally stealing that.
Yeah. Right.
I'm in a unique position to be able to see more of that. I think the inner workings of that creative process, which is pretty neat. And I've worked
Well, I
with
think-
a lot of great stuff too, and that's been
Yeah.
super rewarding. To be able to say
Right.
my name's on that book. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
rad.
pretty cool.
That is
you know.
really cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
since you're like the last gate, how often have people like strung you along? Like we thought, because we had our colorist pass away, because there was like we talked to you about it, and then like 6 months went, and we're like, holy crap, we haven't said anything to him. He might have thought that we just, you know what I mean? Like how often do you have
Yeah.
that where someone gets you and you don't hear 6 months, a year, 2 years, like just because of
It's
how
actually-
things can go.
It's pretty common actually.
Okay.
Where it's like, hey, I'm doing a book. Are you available for lettering? And I'm like, sure. Thinking, a week or two. And it's like, all right, well, the line art should be done in about 9 months, and then we got to get it colored. And so it's like, I'll hear about it a year later. And the emails are probably similar to what you sent me, like, oh, hey, now it's ready. And I'm like, I don't even remember, I'm looking through the DM saying, oh, wow. Okay, sure, let's
Dang.
go. Let's do
Damn
it.
it!
said
I
was gonna
said
do it.
yes
Let's
to
do it.
them.
Yeah.
Damn it!
That was before I saw their stream.
That's for sure.
Oh.
That's great.
But yeah, you got to think about because we never thought we really liked our colorist, and it like we didn't know him for a long time, but it hit us because he liked our book so much he wanted to like work with us down the road. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I'll do this for you and that's it. Like he would talk to us about stuff. So when he passed away, it was like, oh, I thought this guy was going to be with us for the long haul. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he was only in
You
his
never know.
30s.
I had a scare where I was like, I hadn't heard from my colors for like 4 months. I was like,
Oh,
he died because
Yeah.
he said he was going on vacation, and then
oh,
he
man.
must have died on vacation because that was like 4 months ago. His social media hasn't been updated. Nothing. I'm like, he's
Oh.
gone. He's dead. The end. And then finally, I got a sign of life. I was like, because I was we were in that like, all right, let's start searching the internet to see who we need to reach out to for colorists. Like I
Right.
hadn't heard from him in so long. So if that happens again, whew, I hate those delays. You know.
Yeah, it's scary.
Without saying, like, what's the worst delay or job or most frustrating thing you've had to deal with since you've worked
The
on
worst-
so many projects, or even crazy things you've heard of, like, oh man, you guys went through that, or
Well, I mean, having your colorist die is pretty bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, for me, the worst ones,
Yeah.
like the worst ones are the ones on my own project. Those delays are the worst because everything
Yeah.
that is in you is riding
agree
on
with
that.
that.
Because
yeah,
we're all like white knuckling it the whole time. Like we gotta get it drawn and we gotta get it printed and we gotta get it shipped. Like everything is so intense, and
you're,
it doesn't.
you're right.
One,
is
it
so
doesn't
intense.
need to
It's-
be, but it is. It's so intense for
It
all these
is.
creators.
It
Like,
is.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we're,
It
it's
really
like
is.
we got to get it because I told the backers we were going to have it in June. I got it's May 25th, so I got to get it to the printer so the printers can get it back before the end of June, so I can say I made the date. Like, there's a whole lot of pressure that I think we unduly put on ourselves.
Oh, yeah. I
We do
agree.
need to put a
Oh,
little bit
yeah.
of pressure on ourselves as creators
'Cause
for
it'll
sure,
never
I just
get
wanna go,
done.
well, it'll happen when it
Yes.
happens. But you work on a lot of projects, and I think when creators get to the lettering stage, I mean, I've done it. I've been through it 100 times. Like, you're like ready to get
Yeah.
it done because now you're seeing it as a comic, and then it becomes a real thing. So there is that sort of pressure of like, okay, I need it by Tuesday because we're going to print. I'm like, okay, you're gonna get delays there too. I mean, I don't say that, but it's like you're not gonna hit your deadline. It's just not going to
Right.
happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit mine with your lettering. You want it by Tuesday, you're gonna get it by Tuesday, unless
Right.
I got
Then you got pre-press.
an
and
emergency
everything,
that came up.
Yeah,
but-
family emergencies will happen.
Yeah, things happen, but it's like
Or weather.
but not me, not weathers.
Yeah. Hey, I get it. I'm Murphy. I've heard the Murphy's Law all the
Yeah.
time, so I
Yeah.
get that.
But it is very much like it's really intense when you always feel like you're close to the end of whatever phase it is. But the worst of it for us was our printing experience with Battle Brick Road 1. It
Wow.
was an absolute nightmare, and fulfillment took 6 months when it should have taken 3 days.
Oh, wow.
So, but we
Shipping
worked out
or just
getting the books from the printer, overpromised,
Wow.
underdelivered in a multitude of ways.
did
So
you stay with that printer and they got everything
We have-
corrected, or you have to go somewhere else?
we got everything corrected for that book, and then I was like, I'm gonna give you guys one more shot for Battle Brick Road, the reprint, and they knocked it out of the park. And
Awesome.
Nice.
we have been given. I gave them some grace, and we've been given a lot of grace in return.
That's awesome.
And we're working together to make great things like this cover that we're working on for the special edition cover.
I love
Um,
that because that's such an American thing. Like with businesses working together, doing like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like big businesses lose that shit. Like you know what
Yeah.
I mean. Like your Apples
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But things like this, I think that's awesome that you have that. That you can help a business, they can help you. The relationship.
Yeah, we're able to make. I think it's great because we're putting them in, giving them problems to solve, which I think is good. I think
Yeah.
problem solving is one of the most important things anybody can do.
Right.
That's all art is problem solving. It's the way I see it, at least.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Well,
yeah,
it's communication, right? Art's communication.
yeah.
So
So yeah, they sort of fixed everything that was wrong. We found sort of the weak links in the chain and strengthened them. And if it continues that way, they've got a lot of work, and I can send a lot of different customers their way as well, which would be
Nice.
great for them. It'd be great for comics in general, and we can get more books out the door from a printer that I know their quality's great. It was just it was Murphy's Law all the way down, really, in terms of where it broke down in communication. And I know I'm really selling them well right now, but the binding was a problem, and then the trimming was a problem, and
Sure.
then I had problems with spot gloss, and there was a whole lot. And then it was like, I need 1,000. Like, well, here's 250. I can drive to you guys, and that's great, but I would really like 1,000 books, and I can't wait another 2 months for that. I need them now.
Right.
So, but like I said, we got it all ironed out, and they were great the second time around. So,
That's awesome.
but
though,
there are a
you
lot
guys
of
were
printers
able
out
to
there
fix it.
too. So if it breaks down, then we can take our business elsewhere. But
Right.
having a book created by Kansans, drawn in Kansas, written in Kansas, printed in
Very
Kansas,
cool.
about an Oz book, I mean, that's pretty cool.
That
That
is
is
very
pretty cool. That's awesome. Well, man, the campaign looks great. Looks like
Yeah.
you're
Thank
being
you.
very successful. So congratulations,
Thank you.
and hopefully more success. on
Yeah, we
its
want
way.
more than 4 books. We
So
want
how
more than 4.
how long do you
More
have
than
the
4.
campaign?
More than 4.
There's 18 days left of the.
Okay.
I'm going to do the 30-30 is the
Oh, okay.
plan,
That's what I was
Um,
asking.
and then
That's
we'll
nice.
go in demand after that and just stay in that sense. And then in demand, the cheaper prices are going to go away. We might have
Sure.
a giveaway for a gift card, or I'll today only get this one for 25% off, but it will never be less than what the original backers got it for. So
Okay.
at the most, it'll be on par with, get $5 off a 2-book bundle with this code for the next 48 hours, that kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, initially 60 days, so we'll be ending in October, the end of right before Halloween.
Oh,
and then-
nice. Okay.
But I
Oh.
can end it whenever I want because I'm in charge of the
Yeah.
counter. So if I want to end it,
Right.
I never have to.
right.
I feel like your
Yeah.
book's
That's
got a great
fantastic.
Halloween feel to it too. Like you
Yeah,
gotta
maybe we
let
could do
Halloween
something like
go.
that,
Yeah,
And
it really is. I mean,
if I had in my back pocket a surprise Kenneth Rocafort cover, I would definitely do the same thing. Final. Oh, there's 48 hours left. Oh, by the way, here's a Kenneth Rocafort cover.
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah.
But
Yes.
you never
so you're
know.
saying there's a chance?
I
there's a
hope there's a chance. I hope there. I was turned down for a sequel cover, but maybe if I ask him again with a pretty please with a cherry on top.
right.
Right.
That's super cool.
I'm glad.
Broken's
I got the first
fulfilled,
one with
right?
the-
So
with
he's
his-
got nothing else to do. He's fulfilled it. I
That's
got
right.
the
Yeah.
email saying fulfillment
Yeah.
complete. I said, Kenneth, you
All
got
the hard
nothing better to
stuff's
do
done.
right now.
All the
Yeah,
hard stuff's done.
you got plenty of time.
That's awesome. Oh, that's too good, man. Okay. Well, man, you got so much going on. I don't even know where to go from here. Do you, Murph?
Yeah. I mean, we
That's
could go. I
fantastic.
mean, just with his experience, you
Oh,
know, me
no,
with
that's
questions.
true.
It's just
No, I could talk about the book forever. I'm just like, I think we covered all my
we want him to
points.
come back on for a second
Which is
time
awesome.
too. So
Oh, he's going to come back for
Yeah.
Leave
sure.
it,
We'll
leave it
have,
for part 2. Or is it
that's
part
right.
3?
We will have you.
yeah,
But
we don't
What's
know.
that?
Maybe you were on the show before. Maybe not. Like
I
we
know.
probably
Don't-
should-
don't
we
bring
should have
that
asked.
up.
We should have asked Crazy Mad. Crazy Mad would know
Yep.
if.
The chat.
oh, you're terrible. You're terrible, Murph. Why do I partner with you? That's what I question. Why do I?
Well, we have
partner
a 5 timers club, and Pete Samedi's been 4.
That's true.
So we get, what is it, a hat? Is that what we were doing when
We need to
someone's
get
on
him
the
a
show
hat.
5
I
times?
think we're going to do the, like SNL does the yellow jacket.
The
for
5
people. We're
timers
gonna try to
jacket,
do
yeah,
that.
the people been on their show.
I'm
So
working my way there.
yeah, we're
that's right.
trying to hold them off because we do not have the hat prepared.
So
That is not-
I'm going to show off a little piece before we get out of here,
Okay.
and then kind of promo a little bit of our stuff. I mean, there's not a lot to promo. We're working on Ballad of the Celestials 2 right now, and so I've been working on this piece,
Oh,
which is
I
crazy.
can't believe you did all the waves. I didn't think you were going to do the
That
whole
would
thing.
It's
drive
hard to
me
see.
crazy.
Yeah, water's very difficult. Now, this is not finished. It's still work in progress, but it's getting there. And that's kind of the overall look. There's going to be a few more of these dragon creatures up here in the front.
And I didn't tell Derek to draw. This is one of those things he just started drawing some. Could be a cover, could be in the book. We don't know right now.
You never
He
know.
actually did 2 pages one
Yeah.
time, just out of nothing, and I'm like, okay, I'm putting that in the book. And I made it into a dream sequence. Just stuff he was just doing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
these-
Like, it's nice to be able to pivot like that with artwork.
Right, and that's, these characters were pretty exciting. We just came up with this guy, and then the guy in the background, holding them off with the swords. And so I kind of wanted to do something where we were showcasing a pretty cool fight scene with them, or the setup of the fight scene. And yeah, it was just kind of one of those things. I had
Yeah.
to draw it.
very
So,
fun.
That is cool.
Character making's
Great
very
work.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we got,
Yeah.
I did more detail on the draw stream on Sunday. We had some people show up, so that was a lot of fun. I'm so glad they showed up on that. You never know, man. Draw streams, just like you said. don't
Yeah,
get
you got a
much
good
work
like
done.
20 people on there for that.
Right.
Where sometimes you have no
don't.
one. Yeah, it's so weird. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good draw stream.
So it was fun. I
So
like
anything
do it,
else to
change it up.
promote? Eric? Twitters,
yeah.
Facebooks, where people
Yeah.
can find you?
Twitter, X. It's X now. Get with the times.
Oh,
No doubt.
Eric.
Dude, that's going to
underscore
take
Weathers.
years.
Look
That's
at
gonna
us
take
still saying
years.
Twitter on our names.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm on
We're
X
so
and
behind.
Instagram at Eric
Oh.
Weathers. Obviously, my YouTube channel is my name. If you just search Eric Weathers,
Okay.
you'll find me. If there's a
That's
picture
true,
of Scarecrow
yeah.
next to it, it's me.
Right. There you
So,
go.
Yep.
All right,
I think
guys.
that's all I have to promote. Is there anything else I can promote?
Are you on
Uh,
anyone else's book? Lettering anything that's coming up?
Always. What am I working on? I just wrapped lettering on Warlam, the Listen
nice.
side story, and that's on Fun My Comic right now.
Okay.
I finished Ethan is doing some rewrites on Blood Honey, so I think there's going to be a third printing of Blood Honey with some continuity fixes between that and Red
Oh,
Planet.
wow.
That we're wrapping
Well, that
up.
just shows you how long he's been in the business, and he's still.
Yeah,
you
you
know.
still want to tinker. You're like, and that's
Yeah.
the great thing about it. Like, if he would have done something on Green Lantern, he can't change it because it's not his. But Cyberpunk is like, you know what?
Right.
This line in there to tease whatever's out there. So, yeah. And
That's
then I'm
cool.
working on Omega Storm, and I'm sure there's more. There's all the NDA stuff. I'm working on a lot of NDA stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
That is cool, man. Well, we look forward to reading many more things from you. That's for sure.
Yeah. And it sucks
So-
that you don't look forward to reading things because you'd had to see them from the from the steel. Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
From the
weather-worn
frames.
space.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, Snuggie
Watch
says
them beat
coming
me
in
down.
2032.
Not my book. Hopefully that's still 2024.
Yeah, well, ours, Ballad 2 is going to be like probably 20. Who knows? What do you think?
Takes a
Murph?
while.
2025.
It does take a while.
Oh.
When it's not your full-time job, it takes a long time.
Yeah, it does take a long
yes,
time.
I have a day job,
Yep.
so even 30 pages, you don't think of it being
Hey,
that much, but it
hey,
really is. a
COVID
lot.
might be coming back, so if we all get to work
No.
at home,
Don't wish that.
It
it's
ain't
coming
coming
back.
back. Nope.
Dude,
Don't
my
put that
job,
out
we
there.
worked from
I will
we
tell
worked
you.
from home 8 to 3 every day. It was amazing.
Yeah, but
it
I'll tell
was
you, we had some people
amazing.
at work, at our work, that's had,
Yeah,
had it
you have
recently.
to.
But
Oh, really? They've had the
we're
COVID
pretty
again.
much, but we're
Oof.
pretty much going through it already, and it's kind of tapering off already. So I think
It's
it's going
going
to be
quicker, too?
short-lived.
Like
Yeah,
people
it's
aren't
gonna
going
be
in the
short-lived.
hospital or anything.
No.
So it's just like the flu.
I mean, that's what we hope for, right? Where we just treat it like the flu.
Let's do it.
Well, what,
So,
didn't the flu go when we had COVID? Didn't that stop the flu?
Magically
no one had the
disappeared.
flu. Yeah,
Magically, yes.
that was the cure of the flu. Was COVID.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to fight what happened the first time. So
Oh,
it's not going to be the
yeah.
same way.
Oh, people lost
So-
businesses. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, no one's gonna.
Yeah.
No.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
we've
come
had a
back
good stream.
anytime.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
Eric, you're more than welcome back anytime
Oh,
you want
yeah.
to come on.
Anytime
even
you
if
wanna
just
promote
wanna
anything.
hang or
Yeah.
promote
Okay,
or
cool.
whatever you want to
I
do.
appreciate that.
Yeah, good having you. Chat, we'll see you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know. We
Yeah.
might have a guest.
So it's not
We might not
9.
have a guest.
It's not 9. It's
That's
8
right,
o'clock
8.
Eastern.
8.
Damn it, he had me
Hopefully
going.
won't go head to head with Bancroft anymore. So there we go. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks.
Yeah, have a good night,
Bye.
everybody. Like, subscribe.